The landscape of media has changed. At one point in time, there was nothing but newspapers. Then there was the TV news. But now, everybody's online, telling this and telling that, giving information, misinformation, misguiding people. So I guess I got to change with the time because everybody has. Okay, welcome back to Everybody Has a
Podcast.
Unlucky Number 13. Or
Lucky number 13.
okay, when you're born on the 13th, I guess you consider the number luck. Okay. So but number 13, and 13 means we're getting ready for basketball season. So with ladies first, I got a chance to go out and visit my area teams in the Millington Star coverage area. Most of them, I got to head up to Brighton and check out with Coach Mario what he got coming back. But TRA, Coach Brian Wilkinson, he is both the boys and girls coach with his girls team. Young again. Wow. No seniors on his roster. And Zadie Rayburn, this is her 4th year, but she's a junior. That's how young this team is. Even the veterans are still young. So let's see, they get to turn the corner. He said he has 8 girls on his roster. He's practicing with freshman boys so they can get better. That seems to be the new trend. Started by the great late Pat Summit at the University of Tennessee. She used to have boys on campus come practice her girls so they can get better. Coach Poindexter does that up at Mumford. Speaking of Mumford, Poindexter, familiar name, Miss Miller from Millington has transferred to Mumford. Also, Jada Jones from Brighton has transferred. Jayla Jones. She'll be up there with that roster. And Miss Kayla Jones. So Kayla and Jayla, y'all gonna make my job hard this year because I gotta make sure I get the K and the J right.
It's
but,
Jones and Jones.
I gotta keep up with the Joneses. But also Addie Turner, gotta keep up with her. She's back, junior, all around player. They made that run to sectionals last year in 3A. Now they're in 4A. They gotta compete with Bartlett, all those teams. So Coach said winning is the same formula. No matter who your league is. He said I can build a chemistry, keep them playing with a physicality. We should be fine. And Coach Poindexter has proven that over the years. The man can coach out of a wet paper sack, whatever, some kind of saying. And then I also got a chance to meet Miss Renee Reed, the new head coach at Millington. All them Joneses on my mind. Coach Reed comes over from Lemoyne on, coaching on the college level. She graduated from Covington, was a D1 basketball player, played USA Nationals. So is she well-rounded, well-versed in basketball as a guard? Yes. So now all that knowledge she has is going to be poured into the new look Lady Trojans. There's a few girls back from last year's roster who saw limited action and time, but they're pretty much starting over new, so she gets a chance to start things over with a clean slate, build her culture. I'm looking forward to covering her teams because they were pretty intense in their practice, and she has a great focus, and she knows the area, so she's invested in these girls. She wants to see them do well, and she wants to start leaving her legacy as a coach. And also, caught up with the boys teams. The Millington boys have a new coach, James Sells, replacing Coach Joel Gates after almost, I think, 10 years ahead there at Millington. He's bringing in his style, and he's pretty much starting anew with Tayshaun Dye and Andre Tyler is like the 2 major returners back from there. Caught up with Coach Cam Foster up at Mumford. He said he's not scared. They moved up to the big league. He said his boys would, hey, when he said and told me last year they were going to state, I thought he was crazy. What did they end up doing last year at Mumford? Going to state. So Josiah Hawkins, the young point guard, he's moving into his junior year. Starts with point guard play. Coach Cam played on D1 level. I think he knows what he's doing, so we'll see. I think Mumford will be very competitive.
Do you think they can do it without Jaden Lee?
Oh, that's a hard person to replace. He's up at Union University doing his thing. Is he easy to replace? No. But we thought, could they do it without Murray Norman and Jordan Bell? So who will be the next Jane Lee that by the time we get to February, they have matured and they're ready? The league is a lot tougher, but the Mumford culture has gotten tougher and they got a winning culture now. But no, you just don't replace him, Jane Lee, like with a snap. So, and then I got a chance to, Coach B-Dub at TRA again. They won 18 games last year, the boys. They've been improving every year he's been the head coach. This is his 3rd year. They went from 4 wins to 18. So let's see if this trend continues. And they played St. George's, who made it to state last year, to a single-digit game. They were in it in the 4th quarter. He did not have his best player at the time, Demetric Words. He was injured. If Words stays healthy and his brother Kingston, they could do some damage. And we'll see if Nick Foreland will come out. Neek, they'll come out from football. They're on the fence right now. So we'll see in the future. Hopefully they're on the roster.
I mean, Foreland's a beast in football, so.
And he's a physical beast in basketball too. So those muscles go to good use in basketball too. So basketball season starting November the 17th and 18th. So we got a little ways before we get on the hardwood. And for our transition, I'm going to go to the Wayback Machine and find one of our old basketball openings that we might have done. And so we can have a little break in between. So we'll be back in a second. Legends are born, raised, and shaped here in Memphis every single day. From Ida B. Wells to Kathy Bates, Ric Flair to Penny Hardaway to Craig Brewer. Memphis legends are born here. And like the iconic Larry Finch, some are shaped on the hardwood. Who's going to be the next generation from West Tennessee to have an impact like Coach Larry Finch? But stay tuned to West 10 Media and find out. Okay, it's still football season. The cold weather outside lets me know it's still football season. Why does it get so cold during playoff time? But this past Friday game, when we went up to Mumford, was actually quite nice temperature. We had to deal with a fog, which made it hard to see the Kenwood players, the Kenwood Knights, and but it was easy to see that Mumford was dominating as they won 60-14 to advance to the second round in Class 5A. What was your overall impression?
Honestly, I feel like Kenwood was a lot smaller than Mumford, in my opinion. I don't think they lacked athletic ability. I just think it was kind of like they were smaller, Mumford was bigger, and they kind of just
it was about the third play.
Low-key bullied them.
Third play of the game, Tay-Stars
they just kept
walked through the line, then ran up to
knocking them over.
Yeah,
I feel like Kenwood finally kind of found a way for them to start scoring after the half, because they probably figured out what the weak spot was.
Or maybe Mumford put in their second unit.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. I noticed how big they are. Even their babies are huge.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, and then Richmond, the number 15 running back, he's a backup. So
I did not notice that.
Bryson Turnish, the senior running back, 2 big touchdown runs, 86 yards, and then he had a beautiful 43-yard run. And then his replacement came in doing the same thing. Quay Bell, just came in here,
Wow, well.
Yeah, it was Mumford's night to dominate.
Yeah, they did dominate just right out the gate. Like, they were just knocking them over the touchdown. Like, they couldn't even, I don't feel like Kenwood even got enough time to, get up off the ground. Like, they just knocked them off in the end zone, like that. It
was bully ball, as Coach Michaels at Millington says about Mumford's style of football. It's bully ball. And Deacon Hobbs, the senior offensive lineman, and the group, all 5 of them did an amazing job of just dominating. They asserted themselves. Great bounce back from the loss to Memphis Central, because I was worried would they mentally be prepared. Mm-hmm. And they were, because the boys knew this was their last game on that field. Mm-hmm. No matter how the playoffs work out, they will have to go on the road. Let's say they had to go to the beach this week. They win, and Memphis Central wins. They have to come to Memphis Central. Mm-hmm. Then whoever's on the other side, they will host the quarterfinals and semifinals. So that's how things shake out. So they went out in grand style on those seniors.
And also, in my opinion, I don't think they really made mistakes that night either, honestly.
Not penalties.
Not a lot of penalties. Honestly, I think they played a clean game.
And we gotta give a shout out to Kylan Sharp, number 9. He runs into 2-point conversions at his own will. You're not gonna stop him. He's an offensive lineman with mobility and speed. He's known for defense. I know he's getting some NAIA looks and some Division II looks, but this kid is a D1 player. He has the physicality, the size, and the motor. I don't know why SEC schools are not looking. I know why, the transfer portal, all that good stuff. So I think in a couple years, we'll be hearing his name going D1. His big brother, Braxton, was a speedster. He's the total opposite, but he does have that athleticism, real sneaky. Big number 9. So when you see the highlights and you see him opening up the hole, we got to give a shout out to him, that senior player, what he's been doing all year. And I do have highlights from the game. Despite the fog, here you go.
Chat on the beach, chat on the beach, chat on the beach, chat on the beach, chat
And we're back with Sights and Sounds, and this past week was me going indoors talking to coaches in the basketball gym, which is I'm very happy and prepared to go inside and stay out of the cold. But Friday nights is football time, so we went up to Mumford, seasonally warm, and the fog kicks in, and it kind of hampered the sights. Did it mess up what you were feeling with Liyah's lens?
A little bit. It kind of looked like I was filming in black and white a little bit. I was just like, oh, I guess like everything looks so like gray. But like one sight and sound is me pushing that thingy. What is it called?
The sled.
The sled. Yeah, the sled was in the end zone, and so me, I like to flex my strength sometimes, and so I was like, let me try it out. Well, he told me to like push out the way, and so I'm pushing it. I pushed the bar all the way in, but it wasn't moving. So he pushes my back.
You made me sound like a bad dad.
Extra force to push it out the way. But I'm still.
I sound like a horrible dad right now because I was jokingly told her because it was in the corner of the end zone.
Oh yeah.
And nobody was coming to move me.
I did this out of my own free will. I love stuff like that.
So, but I did have to give her a little push, a little boost, and
it was really fun. Honestly,
here's the funny part: nobody touched that thing the whole night. So, would they have moved it if we didn't move it? I don't think so. I think somebody would have eventually come and realized it was in the field of play. You also was intrigued by the moon.
Oh yeah, the moon was very, very nice. It's just, I don't know, I love the moon. So I actually have a clip of me recording the moon. I don't know if I'm going to put it in Liyah's lens. Should we put it in Liyah's lens?
Well, anybody that watched my highlights saw the moon like at least 7 or 8 times. I like the moon too. So it's one of the things that's intriguing.
What did you say?
I said I like the moon as well.
Oh, I thought you were saying like moon as in mooning people.
I do not do indecent exposure around here. No,
I was like,
nobody wants to see that moon. No, not at all.
You like to make jokes, so I was trying to make sure you weren't making.
I'm trying to keep it PG. You know, YouTube got rules and algorithms and all that kind of stuff.
We were just talking about the moon.
Yeah, the one in the sky.
In the sky.
That some people call chili.
It was like yellowy, like orangey. It's
Yeah.
very cute.
Yeah, but even the moon wanted to see the performance from Mumford. And so, yeah, so the sounds, the band, they did their thing. They sounded
Yeah, they're
efficient.
very loud.
Yeah, and they went out in grand style because it's, their last game as well. So, but hopefully, if things go right, the band will be playing a celebratory performance in December to welcome back the state champion Mumford Cougars. I'm just throwing that out there. The way they look, we pulled up 60 points, it could happen. But Coach Calhoun, you guys, they proven themselves. They did it back in September. They won a game by 60 to 22 against NBA 62 to 20 something. Then went on the road for 4 games. Wink, wink. Won all 4 of those games. I'm just throwing that out there. Can they do it again?
But can they stop the throwing game? If the other team is throwing more, then they seem to get a touchdown more often. Like Mumford doesn't stop them. Yeah. But if they are rushing, they can stop it. But
if Mumford's front 7 can get to the quarterback, that will alleviate that. But that's going to be the challenge. So, but hey, that's why we have to play the games, and hopefully every week that we come with this podcast in November, we be still talking about Mumford advancing. So we shall see. The last team left in my Millington Star coverage area. And that's our sights and sounds for the week. And we'll be back with a football recap because I don't think our camera person is paying attention. So
A career was born in 2003. A child was born in 2003. She was born with a gift of music, singing and playing, while his visual eye created art and entertainment, taking pictures and covering events while she was part of those events. Eventually, the hard work of both will bring their 2 worlds together. Their collision brought forth a tighter relationship and bond, a father-daughter relationship that was shaped by the city of Millington, creating TNT. Now, the 2 go everywhere together, working on YouTube and events, inseparable duo, dynamic duo.
And I want my shirt back.
wait, are we keeping the voice in here? Or are we?
That's what I was trying to talk about. Man, that show looks boring. Still got to find something to do.
Okay, playoff season has begun. It started Friday, and we're going to see how some of our teams in our coverage area fared. So the first matchup we have is Knoxville Catholic, which they were 5-4, versus Christian Brothers, who were 5-5, and the final was 21-18, Knoxville Catholic.
Ooh, it was a close game, like I thought it would be in this Division II 3A matchup, and I had Christian Brothers at a 52% chance of winning, and that Knoxville Catholic at 48%, a 3-point game. It was close, like we thought it would be. So, just the wrong team fared out. I guess the road trip didn't stop the Catholic team.
Well, we didn't know this last week, but now we know that Briarcrest will be playing McCallie on November the 14th.
And it looks like they picked up they won convincingly 59-20 over Father Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Okay, our next matchup is MUS, who were 6-4, versus NBA, who were 5-4. And the final was 44-14 NBA. Okay,
and we had NBA with a 61% chance of winning the game, so the Big Red took care of business.
Now in Division II Class AA, We have ECS versus Silverdale. ECS was 3-7. Silverdale was 6-4, and the final was 62-35 Silverdale.
And we had them at a 68% chance the Seahawks were winning. They came out convincingly and took care of the Eagles.
We have Knoxville Grace, who were 8-2, versus St. George's, who was 6-4, and the final was 49-0. Knoxville Grace.
Yeah, Grace Christian School, we gave them a 77% chance of winning that game over the Griffin, and wow, well, I did expect St. George's to score, but I guess the defense of the Rams was too powerful.
This is a little sad one, but this is Division II, Class A, and Friendship Christian, who were 8-2, versus Tipton Rosemark, who was 4-6. The final was 49-7.
Hey,
Friendship Christian.
And we gave Friendship Christian a 72% chance to win that game. Coach Dean, it doesn't take away from the hard work that the Rebels put in. The Pitt brothers, Fullen, Neek, all of them. A couple of them will be signing on to the next level. Where, we don't know yet, but great season, Rebels, and hey, we're proud of you here at West 10 Media. Keep up the good work. Y'all, the seniors, you left it better than you found it.
So we're going to move on to Class 6A, and we have Bartlett, who were 6-4, versus Whitehaven, who were 5-4, and the final was 26-14 Whitehaven.
Ooh, so a lot closer. We had Whitehaven with a 52% chance of winning the game. The regular season was 35-0 Whitehaven, so Bartlett, I said they improved. Almost figured some things out having their home game, but I guess the Haven proved to be too tough.
Okay, this rival, Germantown, who were 7-3, versus Houston, who were 2-7. The final was 33-22 Houston, pulling off the upset.
Wow. Now, we kind of saw this coming. We had Germantown with a 57% chance of winning, and some people like, only 57%. Coach Thomas has a state championship in his trophy case and a state runner-up. He didn't get those by accident. And unfortunately, things were trending the other way for Germantown with injuries and things like that. Houston caught them at the perfect time. I wouldn't be shocked if Houston wins this week because these kids have done this before. They got to live up to a certain status, so it's a shocking upset to those who don't know.
Yeah. Our next matchup, we have Collierville versus White Station. Collierville was 7-3, and White Station was 3-7. This isn't shocking, but the final was 56-0 Collierville.
Yeah, we gave them an 81% chance of winning. White Station is a proven team, but Collierville is they that team. I would not be surprised if they bring back the gold ball this year. Coach Riccone and their crew had everything it takes to win it all.
Okay, our next matchup is Southwind, who were 10-0, versus Arlington, who were 7-3. And the final was 41-7 Southwind.
It was a close game there for a minute, and then the Jaguars woke up and took care of business. We gave them the 85% chance of winning. To see them go to 11-0 is not surprising. A little tougher matchup this week for the Jaguars, but they did take care of business in the first round to advance.
Okay, moving on to Class 5A. We have Kirkwood versus Brighton. And Kirkwood was 8-2, Brighton was 3-7, and the final was 31-7 Kirkwood.
Now, for Brighton to hold them to 31 points, lets you know the Cardinals are going in the right direction. Mm-hmm. So, in the future, like I said, Brighton playoff games will be played here in this area, and they'll be winning these games. Because those baby birds, they took another tough lesson. They're maturing and going in the right direction. So, they did play them tough. But we did give Kirkwood a 79% chance of winning because they're more experienced and they were at home.
The next matchup, we talked about this previously, was Mumford, who were 9-1, versus Kingwood, who were 6-4. And the final was 60-14 Mumford.
Mumford almost scored as many points as percentage chance that we gave them of winning, 69%. They might have seen that and they might have been shooting for that to say, hey, Mr. West End Media Man, you're an idiot. We are going to win this game convincingly, and they sure did. Mumford looked wonderful in their performance. As we get ready to continue to move on.
Class 4A,
okay.
First one is Dyer County, who were 8-2 versus Lakeland Prep, who were 4-6. Final was 52-14 Dyer County.
We gave Dyer County a 64% chance of winning against a youthful, young, playoff experienced Wise Lions team, and Dyer County took care of business.
Next matchup breaks my poor Trojan heart, but it's South Gibson, who were 7-3 versus Millington, who was 4-6. And the final was 49-7 South Gibson.
And we gave South Gibson a 77% chance of winning that game. The Hornets, they're solid. So they played a very tough schedule like Millington had. But Millington is a roster full of youngsters, freshmen, but most athletic players, your quarterbacks are sophomore. Mm-hmm. So they took another lump on the head to a brighter future. So we know Millington's going to be okay down the line. But tough season. They're 100 season out there in Millington, but I think it was a season of proving yourself, and that's what the Trojans did. Yeah. But South Gibson gets the advance. And we're not done yet. So
we're going to 3A.
Okay.
Which is Covington versus Woodell. Covington was 9-1. Woodell was 6-4. And the final was 63-0 Covington.
So they took Woodell to the woodshed, as they used to say back then in the day. And we gave Covington an 89% chance. Our boy David Perry said it should be a 100% chance. He looked like he was right because Woodell didn't even score on Covington. Great way to start their playoff run this year with a dominant performance.
And our last matchup is Bolton, who were 5-3 versus Dyersburg, who were 6-4. The final was 42-6 Dyersburg.
Now, Dyersburg, we gave them a 57% chance to win that game because Bolton was trending in the right direction. But we knew Dyersburg came from a tough league. They've, proven themselves, and they're more battle tested. But heck of a run from Bolton to bounce back from all the circumstances they had this year. Coach C.J. Marshall is doing a wonderful job. I'm sure I will hear from him during signing period in the spring. Get some of those young men to the next level, because it's not about just wins and losses. It's about building a program and getting these kids to a brighter future. That's why he's staying connected with so many football entities in the area, so he can get his kids to the next level and keep Bolton with a strong presence in our area. So great job to the Wildcats to bounce back from all the circumstances, and heck of a season. But so that recaps our first round. So we got a few teams to advance and everything. And I guess the perfect way to end this episode is to see how things look from your vantage point of the first round at Mumford. So we'll close with Liyah's Lens.
Snooze Style.